There comes a moment in your life when you stop and ask yourself, what if I'm choosing people just because I'm tired of being alone? What if I'm calling it love, but deep inside I know I'm settling? We don't talk about this enough, but most people don't end up with the wrong partner because they're unlucky. They end up with the wrong partner because they were afraid to wait for the right one. So tonight, I want you to sit with one question, not who loves you, not who wants you, but who actually matches the future you're building. Because the truth is simple. You don't find your person by searching harder. You find them by refusing to settle for anyone who isn't capable of loving you at the level you deserve. You know, one of the hardest questions people ask themselves in silence, in their loneliness, in the quiet moments after a heartbreak is this: how do I find my person without lowering my standards, without forcing love, without settling for someone who only fills the empty space? Most people won't say this out loud. They'll pretend they're okay. They'll act strong. But inside, they're terrified of choosing the wrong person, terrified of wasting years, terrified of ending up with someone who doesn't see them, doesn't value them, doesn't understand them. And yet, they're equally terrified of ending up alone. This is the emotional battlefield most people are fighting on every single day. But here's the truth that nobody teaches. You don't find your person by chasing them, by begging for connection, or by accepting less. You find your person by understanding yourself so deeply, so clearly, that anyone who isn't aligned with your truth becomes impossible to entertain. People settle when they're disconnected from themselves, when they don't know their emotional needs, when they don't understand what healthy love feels like. So the first step isn't finding someone. The first step is becoming someone who can choose correctly. Most people jump into relationships hoping the other person will heal their loneliness. But loneliness is never healed by another person. Loneliness is healed by alignment, by living a life that excites you, by building a self you're proud of. Because when you do that, you don't look for a savior, you look for a partner. And that difference saves you from heartbreak you don't deserve. Finding your person without settling means one thing: learning the difference between emotional intensity and emotional safety. Intensity gives you butterflies, safety gives you peace, intensity gives you chaos, safety gives you consistency, intensity burns fast, safety stays. People settle because they chase intensity and mistake it for true connection. They chase the highs, the thrill, the drama, because it distracts them from their own unresolved wounds. But your person will not be the person who excites your trauma. They will be the person who quiets it. To find your person, you must first unlearn the version of love that hurt you. If you grew up craving validation, you will choose people who make you earn their love. If you were raised around inconsistency, you will choose people who keep you guessing. If you were taught to be useful to be loved, you will choose people you have to fix. This is why your standards fall. This is why you settle. Not because you don't deserve better, because you haven't met the healed version of yourself yet. And the healed version of you is the one who chooses correctly. Your person will never require you to shrink yourself. They will never require you to fight for their attention. They will never make you question your worth. The right person feels like clarity, not confusion, like peace, not pressure, like home, not a battlefield. But you cannot recognize this kind of love if your heart is still addicted to the type of people who make you feel not enough. And here's something most people don't want to admit: you attract what you tolerate. If you tolerate disrespect, you attract people who give it. If you tolerate inconsistency, you attract people who live in emotional chaos. If you tolerate bare minimum effort, you attract people who will give you just that. Your person is not found by luck. They're found by the standards you refuse to lower. Stop calling it loyalty when it's actually fear of starting over. Stop calling it love when it's actually attachment. Stop calling it connection when it's actually trauma bonding. Stop calling it patience when you're being emotionally deprived. Your person is not someone you have to convince. They are someone you recognize, someone whose energy matches yours, someone whose presence feels like grace, not survival. You want to know how to find your person without settling. You stop choosing people based on their potential. Fall in love with who people are, not who they could be if they tried harder. Potential breaks hearts. Consistency builds relationships. You stop over explaining your worth. The right person will see it without a presentation. You stop negotiating with red flags. The right person won't make you fight your own boundaries. You stop waiting for someone to change. The right person meets you ready, not almost. To find your person, look at patterns, not promises. Anyone can promise loyalty. Anyone can promise effort. Anyone can promise change. But patterns tell the truth. Look at how they treat themselves, how they handle stress, how they communicate when they're upset, how they take accountability. These are the ingredients of real love. You don't find your person by looking for perfection. You find them by looking for alignment, similar values, compatible energy, emotional maturity, a willingness to grow. The right relationship is two people choosing each other again and again, even on hard days. And hear this deeply. Your person will not be afraid of your depth. They will not be intimidated by your standards. They will not run from your emotional honesty. They will meet you there because your depth won't scare someone who was built for you. People ask, but what if waiting for the right person means I'll be alone for too long? You will never be rewarded for rushing into the wrong arms, but you will always be protected when you walk away from the wrong person. Healing is not delaying your love life. It is preparing you for the love that won't collapse under pressure. When you think you've waited too long, that's usually the moment life sends you someone worth the wait. But you only meet them if you are strong enough to turn down what is almost right. Your person is not perfect, but they are perfect for your growth. They will challenge you but never belittle you. They will hold space for your emotions instead of using them against you. They will communicate instead of shutting down. They will choose you with intention, not convenience. You find your person by becoming the version of yourself who refuses to settle, by healing what made you choose wrong, by honoring your boundaries even when you're lonely, by believing that the love you want also wants you, and the day you stop settling, the day you choose peace over chaos, the day you decide that loneliness is better than disrespect, is the day life opens the door for the person who was always meant to walk in. Because real love doesn't arrive when you're searching desperately. Real love arrives when you're no longer willing to lose yourself to find someone else. In the end, finding your person is not about timing, luck, or destiny magically sending someone your way. It's about choosing yourself so powerfully that you stop entertaining anyone who treats your heart casually. Your person will not drain you. They will not confuse you. They will not make you beg for clarity, effort, or honesty. Your person will feel like peace after years of chaos, alignment after years of guessing, home after years of searching. But you only meet that person when you're brave enough to walk away from almost love, from half effort, from emotional crumbs. So don't settle. Not for attention, not for convenience, not for fear of being alone. Because the moment you set the standard, truly, unapologetically, the universe recalibrates. And the right person, the one who sees you, chooses you, protects your heart, and grows with you, will meet you exactly where your standards rise. Wait for the love that feels like peace. You are not asking for too much. You are just asking the wrong people.